in the contract.
Okay,
so he's in the same boat as Tom.
Hamstrung. Hamstrung. Dominoes. Which way are they going to fall? Where could Ryan Tannehill end up, right? Then we talked about 49ers and Cowboys. They obviously have quarterbacks, but if their quarterback, if one team is not sure of theirs and the other isn't sure of the contract with theirs, I still think both are in play at some point over the next month. Then we go Bucs and Dolphins, the two Miami teams. They have both been widely speculated as they would love to have Tom Brady. Would he love them? Probably not. But would they love him? Yes, they would. Okay, we got Bears and Giants. We talked about both of them. Are they possibilities? The Bears just because they're a pretty good team on the verge, right? The Giants are just New York or bust. That's it. And it's mostly bust because they're not good enough, right? Then we go Colts. You were bullish early on the Colts. They got Jacoby Brissett, who's pretty good. He's pretty good. But so they quote unquote have a quarterback. But would they take Tom Brady like that tomorrow? Yes, they would. And then we start going down to longer shots. Rams. What if Tom called the Rams and said, I would love to be an LA Ram. I want to play for you guys because I love you, coach, and I love what you do offensively. Would they cut bait with Jared Goff? I have no idea. But
it'd be cost prohibitive.
Okay, but there's been a lot of speculation about that. Then we got Jenny's Vikings as a possibility.
I'll take him.
Skip, you do realize Kirk Cousins' contract is fully guaranteed at $28 million.
Okay, I'm just throwing it. It has been speculated that there might be some interest there if he also had mutual interest. And then we get to the Panthers.
With that offensive line?
I don't know. Okay. Carolina
receivers, though.
Carolina Panthers. Would they be interested in Tom? You better believe they would be because we're not sure about Cam's health, and it seems like he's sort of worn out his welcome, or they've sort of burned out on him. I don't know.
Well, Skip, you got 13 teams, but I really only see 4 realistic possibilities.
Well, I see, depending on what Tom wants to do, I could see a whole lot. So you have poo-pooed his sort of, what his stock would be on the open market. You've gone so far as to say if both Dak and Brady hit the open market at the same time, that Dak would be the more valuable free agent. And I'm like, stop it.
No, Dak.
Because the harder I look at this, the better it gets for Tom Brady. Because think about this. Is he relatively healthy? Do this for me. Forget the age. The age for him is irrelevant because he just dismisses it in his own head. And if you can dismiss your age in your own head, you're way ahead of the game. And again, you say, Father Time is undefeated. Well, that's down the line. He can still beat Father Time for longer than most.
So if I dismiss age, okay,
dismiss age.
31. I'm 31. I'm 31.
Well, you can do that. You can do that.
I sure don't feel it.
You're walking like you're 31?
No.
Okay, well then you just admitted you're not Tom Brady. Right?
And Skip Bayless, he can dismiss it in his head all he wants to, but these teams cannot. He's 40. He's going to be 43 at the start of the season.
Is he relatively healthy? Is he? For all we know.
Relative is a term you using very loosely.
Okay, use it in the NFL context that you know so well. Given the health of most 40-year-old NFL players, is he healthy?
Hell, it ain't but like 2 of them, him, Drew Brees, and Adam Vinatieri.
Okay, I'm talking about 40-year-olds who are out of football. They're all beat up. You got all kinds of little things going on with you, right? I don't think he has many things going on with him. He had an elbow issue last year that seemed to trouble him, but that was about it.
And an ankle and a knee that caused him to miss practice time.
Okay, but did he miss a game?
No.
Does he have anything that's career-threatening? Has he had serious knee surgery or Achilles surgery where you say, that's career-threatening? Zero.
Okay, well, Skip,
zero.
Okay, how about this here? Well, explain to me 27 completion percentage.
Okay, I'm going down the list of all the things that are pluses. I'll get to that in just a second. Okay, what did you tell me? You said, the reason I finally stopped, I just burned out on it. I just couldn't take the meetings. Do you think he's lost any of his drive at age 40?
No.
In fact, I'm going to argue with you. His drive is about to be hyperdrive. Because if he does hit the market and he chooses one of these teams, he will be possessed to show Belichick he can go win a Super Bowl before Belichick wins one in New England.
Correct.
Okay, you don't think that will refuel the last stage of his career?
And he's probably, and I'm sure they'll allow Brady to bring his system if he wants to.
All right.
So he'll be even more focused. I agree with you.
So now I'm going to eye test. I watched every snap he took last year. This is just me. I saw 0 loss of arm strength or quickness of release. It looked just the same as always to my eye. Maybe you would disagree, but it looked just the same to me. But what was changed was Bill Belichick saddled him with easily his worst supporting cast of his entire 20 years. They were below average in pass protection and offensive line. They were below average in run game production. And they were at the very bottom of the NFL in wide receiver separation, or just receiver separation. Their tight end group ranked last, dead last in the league. His #1 receiver was Julian Edelman last year, and you have admitted he was a broken-down 33-year-old last year because, as we know, he had a shoulder that needed surgery. He had cracked ribs, and he had a knee that was slowing him down. He led the entire league as the #1 Tom Brady target. He led the league in dropped passes. Okay. So you're saddled with that, and I thought N'Keal Harry would save the day, but he missed the first 8 games on IR. And when he came back, he could not find a wavelength or a rapport with Tom Brady.
But this is what I'm starting to see, Skip. I'm starting to see these guys that are around Tom Brady receive more blame than they ever got credit. Nobody ever credited the offensive line. Nobody gave Julian Edelman. Oh, he's just a guy. Now, all of a sudden, it's his fault. How can it be his fault if he's just a guy?
Okay, I'm just going on eye test. What did your eye test tell you? Did you see steep decline? Because if you did, and you're right about that, all these teams are going to make a huge mistake.
All I'm, Skip, you remember San Diego? When the line did a great job of protecting and Tom was getting the ball out, boom, 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 boom. You didn't mention the offensive line. You didn't mention Edelman and those guys getting separation. It was Tom, Tom, Tom.
Because Edelman was getting separation.
Now, all of a sudden, Tom is 27th in completion percentage, 27th in yards per attempt, 19th in QBR. It's the offensive line. It's Edelman. It's James White. It's the tight ends. All the people that you never gave credit when things were going well, you give all the blame when it's going bad.
Okay, so here's where you will not give any credit or acknowledgement. Tom Brady, despite all of the above, had his team in perfect position to be the #2 seed in the AFC. Is that good? That's really good.
Yeah.
Especially given who was the one
Coach Belichick had a defense that should have been the #1 seed.
Okay. Thank you for bringing that up, because Tom Brady did against the Dolphins what he has always done his whole career. He drove them 8 plays, 60 yards for the touchdown with 3:53 left in the game that put them ahead 24-20. He threw 13 yards to James White, touchdown. We're up 24-20 at home with Bill Belichick's defense now on the hot seat.
Okay.
It's against Ryan Fitzpatrick. They had come to life over the last 3 games of the year. They upset the Eagles, but it's still in Foxborough, Bill Belichick's unit that for a while people were making the case was on an historically great pace. Am I right?
Yes.
It's that unit against the journeyman Ryan Fitzpatrick, for whom you have little to no respect.
Right.
You say he's hit and he's missed.
He's very hit and miss, yes.
He's more missed than hit.
Yes.
And all he did was to drive them 75 yards in 13 plays and needing not just a field goal, a touchdown. With 24 seconds left, he throws to Mike Gesicki for 5 yards against Bill Belichick's defense for the upset, 27-24, that knocks them out of the 2 seed. For all this, Tom Brady, at age 43 or 42, excuse me, had this team in position to be able to go back to Baltimore and maybe right the wrong of the one loss they had on that Sunday night.
But Skip, you take one game, you say you look at what he did against Miami, but they lost 4 games. That defense had them in position. What about the defense? Had that defense not been on that historic pace, how many games would they have won?
Well, remember, the first 3 games of the year, Tom Brady was ranked the best quarterback in football by Pro Football Focus. So what about those games? He was riding high when they were protecting. You got to protect him a little bit because he's never been very mobile.
But here's the thing.
Right?
You said Tom Brady in the first 3 games, but the defense was ranked #1 throughout the season. So that's not...
No, it really wasn't. If you go back and trace to mid-year at Baltimore, they got bum rushed.
What did Tom Brady do in Baltimore? What did Tom Brady do in Houston?
Okay. All right. Well, you got me, but what did both units do? Neither unit was
No. Ain't no GOAT players over there. There ain't no GOAT players on that defense. I'm talking about GOAT, the GOAT.
Last in separation of wide receivers, said Pro Football Focus. Yeah. This unit last.
27th.
It's the worst.
27th in completion percentage.
Are you willing to bet against the GOAT on the open market after the
already bet? bet.
Lack of support.
I went, what do you think? I took my Fox bet money and bet last year that Tom Brady was going to be done. I bet it. And won big.
Really?
Yeah, about to get me a yacht, Jenny.
A yacht?
Yep.
Wow,
Or maybe not a yacht, of Chris Kraft.
That's interesting.
nice.
You bet in 2016 he was done, 17 done, 18 done, 19 done.
And then I double down. That's what you do, Jenny. What you do, you win. You double down. And so when you hit.
But then somebody had to change the bet on the fly to, no, I mean, he's just done in New England.
But
that's his choice, not theirs.
Oh, it's theirs.
It's going to be his choice.
Theirs.
No,
theirs.
sorry.
Because guess what they could have done, Jenny, if they really wanted him? Instead of giving him $8 million, they could have gave him a 2-year extension. But that ain't what they did.
And by the way,
didn't want it
just
either.
one last hurrah here. How dare you put Kawhi Leonard, as much as I like Kawhi Leonard, in the same sentence with Tom Brady? It's like Kawhi being on the up. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's the GOAT.
Hold on, Skip. Skip.
It's the GOAT.
All I'm saying is about the paralyzing of the NBA. There is only a handful of teams. Now, Tom's agent, Don Yee, if that's still his agent,
That's
Skip,
his agent.
he's going to reach out to about 3 or 4 teams. Now, it's going to be only Don Yee and only Tom Brady. And it's probably going to be a very similar situation to Kawhi. If the information gets out, guess what? You're off the list. So all these other teams, you done gave team false hope that it's never going to happen. But you put it out there.
Brady's more of a showman. I think he'll say, come on, come all.
Oh, so he's a showman now.
He'll be on
He's a
social
showman
media.
now, huh, Jenny?
He plans it out on social.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So March 18th is where it's official.
So he got more
little
Go
time.
James in him, huh? Because you say Go James a showman. He be putting stuff out there, Jenny. Why you can't keep it to yourself?
Yeah.
Michael Jordan would have never done that.
Well, Tom's better on social
Oh, no, don't do that, Skip. Don't do that.
It's funnier.